First thing that I think that, in my opinion, we need to address our efforts and fight against. First thing, take a look. The church of today is stuck to the elementary principles of the doctrine of Christ. I'll say again, the church of today is stuck to the elementary principles of the doctrine of Christ. I did not invent this term. It was written first by the author of the book of Hebrews. The author of Hebrews, he writes in the chapter 6 of the book of Hebrews about a problem that the Jewish believers to whom he's writing were not being developed, were not growing in faith, in knowledge, in experience with God. They were stuck. They were stuck in basic principles, which are important to those who are in the beginning. He makes a comparison to milk. He says, you're drinking, too much milk. And you're grown-ups. You're all grown-ups. You don't need milk anymore. You need beef. You need steak. You need more sophisticated food. Not milk. You give milk to babies. Once they asked Arnold Schwarzenegger, they asked him, you drink a lot of milk? Because, usually the bodybuilders, they need to eat a lot of protein. So they asked him, how many glasses of milk you drink every day? He said, no, I don't drink milk. Milk is for babies. Men drink beer. Milk is for babies. Men drink beer. We don't need beer. We need a more sophisticated food. And that's what the author of Hebrews is speaking about. And in the beginning of chapter 6, he points out what is the basic or the elementary principles of the doctrine of Christ. Once again, these doctrines are important. I'm not saying that they are not important. They are important, but you cannot be stuck on them. You have to grow. You have to start learning other things, more sophisticated things. This is for beginners, for new believers. They learn about these things, and then they grow. Then they study about something else. In the end of chapter 5, he starts speaking about Melchizedek. And he stops and he says, I cannot speak more about this subject because you will not understand. Because you're not growing. I cannot speak about these things, these profound things, because you're not mature enough. I say that this is the situation of most of the Christian world that we know today. We are stuck in the elementary principles of the doctrine of Christ, which are repentance from works that lead to death. Okay, repentance. Faith in God. We all need faith in God, but I cannot be only speaking about faith in God and repentance. I have to learn about other things as well. And teachings about baptism, laying of hands, resurrection of the dead, and eternal judgment. All important things, but we cannot be stuck on these things. And today we are. As a result of this, take a look here. As a result of this, people do not develop faith nor salvation. Once again, salvation is something that needs to be developed. It's not only something punctual. It's something that keeps going on, that keeps happening in your life, and it needs to be developed. According to the Apostle Paul in Philippians chapter 2, verse 12, salvation needs to be developed. I'm not talking about going to heaven. I'm talking about living your life according to God's plan. So if the Apostle Paul says that salvation is a process, I believe him. And if you are stuck in the elementary principles of the doctrine of Christ, you will not develop your salvation. Because knowledge and experience with God, it's a part of the process. We have to recommit ourselves to seek God, seek the truth. Amen.